In a previous video, covering some tips and tricks for your first game, I mentioned that it would be a good idea to land at a singular house away from civilization, as you will be able to get a good amount of equipment while still avoiding most enemy players. However, as you get more experienced at the game, you may want to land at some more popular locations for the better loot and more players to kill. These locations are known as points of interest, or POIs for short, and in this video I will be listing 5 of the best ones for you to land at. I will be judging them based on their position on the map, the amount of loot they provide, the amount of players that usually land there, and any other unique features that they may possess. First, let's talk about Tilted Towers, a location that has been one of the most popular on the map since Season 2 when it was added, despite it being constantly removed and re-added to the map almost every other season. If you are planning on landing at Tilted Towers, you can expect to be able to quickly gather a lot of loot that will undoubtedly get you equipped for the rest of the game. That is, if you aren't killed by the hordes of enemy players landing there, that is. Whilst landing at Tilted Towers will be a fight for your survival at the start, the rewards that you gain from being the last one standing there are immeasurable. So if you're a more experienced player wanting a fun challenge, then be sure to land at Tilted Towers for lots of loot and lots of enemies to kill. Next on the list is Shifty Shafts, another location added in Season 2 alongside Tilted Towers. Shifty Shafts holds a lot of weapons that you can use against your enemies, as well as a relatively low amount of players dropping there. Despite this, when landing at Shifty Shafts, you can nearly always expect to end up in a ferocious battle with an enemy in one of its many tunnels. Next up is the Sanctuary, a relatively new location on the map that was added in Chapter 3, Season 1. It is a large beachside town with many unique structures, in all of which you can find valuable weapons, ammunition, and healing items. If you land at Sanctuary, you can expect to find a few enemy players as well as a lot of powerful loot. You can also expect to be running from the storm a lot more due to its location on the very edge of the island. Next on the list is the Daily Bugle, another relatively new location that contains a vast amount of weaponry as well as enemy players. Imagine if you compacted Tilted Towers into just a few buildings, then placed it in a crater and covered it in spider webs that you can use to jump increased distances. That is the Daily Bugle. Ripped right out of Spider-Man, the Daily Bugle is known for having many players landing there, so expect to get into a battle or two if you choose to land there. Finally, we have the Joneses, a relatively new location added in Chapter 3 Season 1, and my personal favourite location on the island. Due to its high amount of loot and medium amount of players landing there, Jones is a great place to land for any player, whether new or experienced. The dense forest that surrounds the location means that you can easily escape a gunfight if you are low on health, before quickly return to fight using the many zip lines scattered around the area. A unique feature of the Joneses location is the many non-player characters around the area that you can hire, who will help you defeating enemies and, best of all, distracting them. So I hope you found this video useful. If so, be sure to subscribe and like the video, it does help a lot. And good luck with your games of Fortnite Battle Royale. Goodbye.